The coldest thing you can do after a breakup and why this works. What if I told you today that the coldest thing you can do after a breakup isn't revenge? And it isn't even proving yourself or moving on in silence. Nope, it is becoming untouchable. Not just physically, not just ignoring her messages, not just ignoring her calls, and not just blocking her. I'm talking about Isaac becoming untouchable emotionally, physically, psychologically, and energetically. This is the kind of detachment that makes you immune to her influence, the kind of detachment that makes her question everything. I wanted today, Isaac, to picture this. She walks away. Maybe she says she doesn't feel it anymore. Maybe she tells you that she found someone else. Maybe she tells you that she doesn't have any feelings for you anymore, and maybe the relationship is so different. Or maybe she gives you the classic that it's not you, you are not the problem, I am. Whatever the reason is, Isaac, the pain hits you like a train. You feel it in your chest, you feel it in your bones, in your stomach, and your mind races, and you quickly start to question. She just doesn't feel like something is working anymore. What is it? Whatever the reason, there is one thing that you are going to feel, Isaac, and you have to accept this first, for this is the side effect after they give you the reason to why, which is pain. But most of you do what? You start questioning yourself consistently. What did I do wrong? Will she ever come back? And this is where most of you men lose. They panic, they call, they beg. You try to seek for an explanation, hoping that maybe if you just remind her the good times, if you just say the right words, if you just convince her enough, she will come back. She won't make that decision of finally walking away. And this is the trap. For Isaac, one reality is, for every word you say, every message you send, every text you write, every explanation you give, every time you try to remind her of what you've had in the past with her, it doesn't pull her closer, it pushes her further away. It's like, I'm deciding to walk away right now because I told you in the classic way that it's not you. And now you decide to tell me and convince me that move on or run quickly. And most of the time when she is walking away and she tells you maybe it's not going to work, Isaac, when you try desperately to seek for an explanation and maybe to send her the last message, even when she's making a decision while doubting it, while she is unsure, your desperation, Isaac, just confirms her choice. She is now certain that she made the right decision, and she only needs that certainty from you by trying to seek for an explanation, to hold her back, to remind her of the past. This behavior, you become predictable, and predictable men are not desirable. That is the quickest way to kill attraction. Predictable men, they don't communicate regret. It justifies her decisions. But not you, Isaac. Not this time. Not this round, you are going to act different, unique, and you are not going to be so predictable like she is used to when she walks away from other men and her past exes. You are not going to confirm her decision. You are not going, Isaac, to give her certainty. Not this round. That bullshit of walking away, of I think you deserve better, it's not going to work on you. For she's going to experience something that she never saw coming. And this is what, Isaac, you are going to do. You don't fight for her. You're not going to prove your worth for her. You don't seek for an explanation. You vanish. You disappear without any explanation, without trying to understand. You leave nothing behind. No reaction, no closure, no second chances, nothing. Just disappearing and going cold. And that is the vacuum of energy that will hit her so hard. It is going to haunt her, because now instead of certainty, she has doubt. Instead of validation, she has and she feels emptiness. Instead of control, she has nothing. And nothing, Isaac, nothing. It is terrifying. You see, people don't regret losing something they understand. They regret losing something they don't. When she sees you disappear without a word, without a trace, without a single sign of weakness, this moment, her mind will start to spiral. The thoughts, the questions. Did he ever love me? Why did he not react? Did I miss something about Isaac? And remember, this is now Hannah questioning herself. When at first sight, she wanted you, Isaac, to spiral in your emotions and question yourself. The power of vanishing. There is no greater shock to the human mind than unexplained absence that they never really knew about. For the second you disappear, a void is created. A space that was once filled with your presence, your love, your attention. Now it is empty. Let me tell you one thing. That emptiness is unbearable. For people do not, Isaac, fear rejection. People fear irrelevancy. She expected you to react. She expects you to check in. She expects you to beg, to text, to call just for one last time. For that is what has happened when she was dating her past or her last man. And you, Isaac, you are irrelevant to her past experiences. You are different. And now when you don't do what she expects and you don't confirm her pattern of expectation, you vanish like a smoke without leaving a trace of pain, weakness, or a hint of your emotions. That is when uncertainty begins. Did you ever really care, Isaac? Are you really hurting? Because if you cared, Isaac, you are supposed to be hurting right now. This is the part that will hit her hard. Is it possible that she needed you more than you needed her? Because you are not affected and you vanished without a trace. This is why the first and the most powerful move after a breakup, it is total disappearance. No texts, no calls, no explanations. You do not announce it. You do not post about how you are moving on. You don't even try to make her jealous. You just go dark, because here is the truth. Vanishing, Isaac, isn't weakness. It isn't avoidance. It is strategy. The ultimate form of control. You can only control your life, control your emotions, control your perceptions if you totally disappear without explanation and without trying to prove to people by posting that you have actually moved on entirely, or you are moving on, or you are living a better life. For this move, it forces her to deal with the reality of her decisions. It forces her to question everything she thought she knew about you. And the most important thing, it forces you to break free. Free from the perceptions, from the illusions, from the hope, from the I feel like I need some answers. For Isaac, when you cut off all contact, you sever the invisible chains keeping you tied to the past. And this is the urge to react, to seek for answers, the urge to reach out.